All right, so welcome back to Code Unlocked Marketing Over Matter. My name's Jonathan Delamater, and today we have a incredibly special episode featuring the man himself, Josh Ryan of Cleverpreneur. Josh, how the heck are you, man?
Marketing, business, money, mindset.
Good, mate. Thanks for having me. Pleasure to be here.
Dude, I did my eyebrows for this. This is like a big deal. And I kept the mustache, of course, just for you.
I love it.
Thank you, man. So I've been following you for ever on YouTube. The advice is just incredible. You actually started me on the Instagram tips niche, like, completely, actually. And it's not me just, like, telling you that, like, you actually did.
That's awesome.
But and even before your recent explosion of growth, you've had an insane track record of success, worked with some of the biggest players in the game, and made a pretty penny, I'm sure, at such a young age. Do you want to just give a little bit of your story and brag a little bit?
So I've been doing Instagram for maybe almost 7 years now, 6 and a bit. I almost forget, to be honest. It's been a while. Again, grew a bunch of pages on Instagram for sort of like the first 3-4 years, and then started an agency 3 years ago, which I've been running since. So nowadays I've just got one big Instagram account, which is millionaire.dream, which is about 500 and something thousand followers. Run an agency, and then have my YouTube channel as well on the side, which is, I think, how you found me, isn't it?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah. Which is really exploding as well, and it's well deserved. Yeah. But yeah, so a ton, like, ever since, like, I haven't been in Instagram very long as trying to be an influencer, but since I have, like, so much has changed, from 2020 into 2021 for Instagram users. The strategies that you once taught me are now obsolete. Well, I keep following your channel, but there's new rules, new monetization features, some speculation on these new features that haven't been released yet, and of course competition from these emerging new social platforms. So I even just saw today that they're experimenting with turning the likes on and off now, so people can, I guess, have the option.
Yeah, that's weird, because we haven't had likes for like 18 months in New Zealand. So, like, it's just normal for me to not have likes, and then everyone's like, what, there's no likes? And I'm like, wait, you guys still have likes? It's like, I'm just so used to it not being a thing, and then you see, like, screenshots with likes, and it just looks weird. But for other people, it's the other way around, of course. They're like, what?
Yeah, but I mean, it's like, if you have a huge account, of course you're going to turn your likes on, because people are going to see that you're getting insane engagement. Yeah. But if you're just starting, and you're getting like 4 likes, you just shut it off and let it be a mystery, So, I don't know, I guess they'll experiment and see whatever happens with that. But did I miss anything, though, about what's changed between 2020 and 2021?
No, I would say, just Reels becoming so much bigger. I mean, they started in 2020, but they're just insane at the moment. There's not huge amounts that have been, like, released, I think, this year. There's not been massive amounts of new stuff. It feels like they're just sort of laying the foundations for new stuff to come. Like, it seems like they're constantly updating their terms of service and different features that they're testing and playing with, like you say, the likes. And I sort of feel like later this year there's going to be a lot of big features coming out that they've sort of been working on for a while. But yeah,
definitely. And do you think Instagram is, like, making the right decisions with these updates?
I think from a business standpoint, for Instagram themselves, they're great. I think they're probably better monitoring the platform to keep it advertiser friendly and so on. And I think they're probably going to be making more money from it as well. As a creator, you always want to have as much organic reach as possible and as much growth as possible, which is like, I guess it's becoming harder to get a lot of organic reach at the moment. But from Instagram's standpoint, obviously they're trying to create a platform that makes them an income, and I think these updates are probably going to do that very nicely. So yeah, great from their point for them. Annoying sometimes for creators as it becomes harder, but I mean the people who are good at it will always do well.
Right. Yeah, so, and I heard from your YouTube channel, as well as other sources, that Instagram is buzzing, like you were just saying, about either working with Clubhouse or on like a Clubhouse-style audio room feature.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what was your, like, first impression of Clubhouse / that feature?
I mean, the feature's not like public yet. I think it was some like data miner or something on Twitter picked it up. But yeah, I like Clubhouse. I used it a lot when it sort of not when it first came out, but like when a lot of marketers sort of found out about it. Because I think it came out in about May, but marketers didn't really find out about it till like December or so. I jumped on it, enjoyed it. I think it's a pretty cool app. I haven't been using it too much recently, but yeah, I think it's a good app, but it'll be interesting to see where it goes. There's still a long way for them to go before they become like a mainstream platform.
Yeah, I think I actually looked for your account on Clubhouse, but because maybe it's so new, I can never tell if it's really the person or somebody just trying to like impersonate you. So I was just a little bit wary.
I think usually with like new platforms like that, I think is if you look for the linked accounts is usually how you can tell if it's real or not. So like for example on TikTok, like you can only link your Instagram to your TikTok if you actually have the login. So like if an Instagram platform, like if an Instagram is linked to a TikTok, you can tell that that's like the real TikTok. Same with Clubhouse, I believe. You have to authorize your Instagram. So obviously the only person that can authorize my Instagram to the Clubhouse is me. So if it's got my Instagram on there, then you can tell it's the right one, and that goes for anyone looking on Clubhouse, TikTok, any of these apps.
And I did actually, I'm pretty sure, I mean, don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure that there is somebody on Instagram having, because you used to have the handle IG with Josh,
yeah,
and somebody else is using that or something very similar now.
Yeah, well, I had my personal brand. Well, I've sort of got like a personal account and then like my more businessy sort of like account, which was IG with Josh. But I don't know, I just didn't really like that name, so I changed it to my company name, Cleverpreneur. But you have to like wait 14 days for the name to become available. So I made that one Cleverpreneur, and then I think I had 14 days to wait, and then like on the 14th day I went to change it and someone else had already got it. It was like annoying, but yeah, not much you can do about that unless you want to spend a lot of money.
Yeah. Are you gonna DM them or?
I think I did DM them. I think they liked one of my photos, and I DM'd them, and I was like, "I'll just buy your account." But they didn't. I would have given them like $20 or something. Like,
oh my god!
But they didn't respond, so they might not be logged in. Or yeah.
Oh, that's crazy, man. I'm sorry. Like, success also comes with all those rascals trying to get you.
Yeah.
So Clubhouse, at least for me, I think has been a huge success primarily because of the scarcity aspect of it right now. I mean, the feature is cool. I definitely like the feature of the like audio chat room. But do you see this really contending against Instagram and TikTok and these big players in the next 5 years?
I don't think it'll. I think it's different. I don't think it's coming after Instagram or TikTok. I think it's more going at radio and podcasting. I don't. Yeah, I don't think it'll take over Instagram at what Instagram do. It's just so different. It's not. I mean, I don't even know if you'd call it social media really. Like I think it's a great app, but yeah, I think they're more looking at targeting. I mean, competing against audiobooks, podcasts, radio, like that sort of thing there, because it's like so different. Like you can't share what you're up to with your mates or like whatever on Clubhouse, which you might do on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook. So I think it's a different niche that they're sort of going after.
Yeah. I'm really happy I asked because it's a very good answer. Yeah, and Facebook is already being scrutinized as a monopoly, and I just don't know how they could get away with absorbing this technology that Alessandro Paluzzi uncovered.
Yeah.
I just don't know how they're kind of getting away with this if they are doing it, unless even if they are in cahoots with Clubhouse, it just seems so monopolized while they're already under this scrutiny. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's much that... I mean, I'm sure like the federal... I don't know what it's called in the US. What is it, the FTC or whatever that monitors all of that?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know if they can do anything about Instagram including a feature like that unless they're like breaking trademarks or copyrights or so on. I don't really think, like, they might be able to stop Instagram from buying them, but when it comes to absorbing the features, like, I don't know if there's really anything they can do. I mean, it's not really my expertise, that sort of thing, but yeah, I don't think you can stop the companies from adding features unless they're like, copyright infringing or so on, trademarks.
Yeah. But do you think that, like, essentially copycatting every other platform will work, like, towards its benefit or demise?
I think it'll work for its benefit, to be honest. I think it's an interesting business tactic. I don't know, like, ethically, I don't know where it fits of stealing the competitors' products, but at the end of the day, I think it's what makes Instagram great. Like, you've got all the features in one. Like, you've got a feed like on Instagram, you've got a feed like Facebook where you can consume and engage content. You've got stories like you've got on Snapchat, which you can then look and see what people are up to for 24 hours. You've got the Reels from TikTok. You've got all of it put into one place. So like, you could just have Instagram and get all of the content that you would otherwise have from Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok. They haven't really gone after Twitter much, but then you can also get, if they're bringing in the feature for Clubhouse, like it's one app where you can have everything, which I think as a consumer is pretty good. But
definitely, yeah.
Yeah,
you actually took the words out of my mouth. But also people just photograph, like actually on your Cleverpreneur, that you just photograph a tweet and then you just post it right to Instagram, so whatever.
Yeah, true.
Just, the one feature that really gets me, though, about Clubhouse is that I bought into the hype, literally, and I wanted to get in, so I paid this guy, like, $20 or something to give me an invite. And now I have this really, like, spammy username as the person who invited me, and now it's stuck on my profile forever. And it's like... But, I wasn't one of the lucky ones who got invited, but anyway.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think someone, because when you sign up, I believe, like when you go to reserve your username, I think if you connect your contacts, Clubhouse will send a text to like everyone in your, like Clubhouse will notify everyone in your contact list that is on the app, and they can let you in. So I think that's how I got in. Someone in my phone book that I hadn't actually talked to in like 3 years was already on Clubhouse, and so they let me in. So yeah, if you've got a friend on Clubhouse, you can get in without invites as long as you have them in your phone contacts, I believe.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure your friend's very happy to be on your profile forever.
Yeah.
Unless they change that feature. But sort of a similar question, but so where do you think Instagram stands opposed to the competition for growing like a quality following in 2021?
As in, like, ease of growing a quality following? Or...
Yeah, I think so.
Instagram Reels, I think, is one of the best places that you can grow a following in 2021. And once again, I still think that Instagram is one of the best places to build a following as a social media. I would say YouTube is also very strong for building. YouTube is a valuable audience to have, but it is very hard to build. I'll put it that way. But I think Instagram is still the best place to build a social media following, because once again, you've got everything in one. Like on TikTok, you can go viral and get 100,000 followers in a week. Like, I mean, if you go crazy viral, you can get 100k followers in a week on TikTok. But then a week later, your videos might be getting 1,000 views each, because like you just drop off the algorithm. Whereas Instagram, you can use the Reels to get a huge amount of followers, and then you've still got that consistent reach with that following because of like the feed posts. So if you're putting out that quality content in the feed, you use the Reels to go viral, you can still have that like solid audience, which you don't get on TikTok. Like TikTok, like I say, you can go viral, the next week you get no views, the week after you go crazy, the week after, like, it's all over the place. Instagram, you can use Reels to go viral, you've got the feed to keep that consistent engagement and reach and so on. So I still think Instagram's like the place to be to build a following for social media. Yeah,
no, I completely agree. What does get me a little bit though is like, where do we draw the line with the social platforms? It's like, you know, here comes Clubhouse, Trump's thinking of making a social media for himself. It's like, you gotta do, like, even if you're just repurposing content, you gotta be everywhere at once. I mean, you don't have to, but you kind of should, but it's like, where do you draw the line? Or, like, do you think there are too many social media platforms, or?
I actually think it's good having a lot of social media platforms, because people can pick one or two that they really enjoy and they can just focus in on them. Whereas if there were only one or two, then sort of everyone would be forced to create that kind of content. But now, because there's so many different platforms, like if you just love the TikTok format, you can just put content up on TikTok and Instagram Reels. But I know people that don't use much social media, but they absolutely love Pinterest. And so they can create content, which is just completely different content to TikTok. So like, I think by having a lot of different platforms, and Clubhouse again is so different, like having all these platforms I think is good. Personally, I don't use a whole load of different platforms, and I'm actually about to start doing all the platforms, but that's just going to be by having like a team that helps do that. So I don't know. I think starting out you should be doing like one or two platforms and doing them like really, really, really well. And then when you get to the point where you want to start doing others, or when you get to the point where you're making a good income, you can put a little bit of that aside to pay someone to repurpose your content for Pinterest, or repurpose it for TikTok, or whatever, for Twitter, whatever it might be that you're doing. And then you can put all your energy into one or two, smash it, and go from there. Like personally, I've just been doing YouTube. Like the past 2 months, I've only been posting on YouTube. And then I've got people that run my Instagram, help with my Instagram as well. So YouTube and Instagram, but I'll start expanding that soon.
Yeah. Are those people like outsourced somewhere, or are they people you work with directly?
I've outsourced everything. I haven't really worked with anyone locally, or like in my area in person. It's all just been different people online. I find it's easier to get people who already have the required skills and understanding of the market. Like, yeah. Otherwise, it's just easier if you can hire someone that already knows how to use TikTok and get results on TikTok to do your TikTok, than getting someone locally and trying to teach them, which you can do as well, but especially if you're not good at something. Like if you just do YouTube videos and that's your thing, and then you want to have someone run your TikTok, run your Pinterest, for example, and you don't know how to do Pinterest, you sort of need someone that knows what they're talking about. So I think it is easier to hire freelancers or someone online who already have that experience.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I got reeled into the. I don't know if you're familiar with Caleb Maddox, but he did like a YouTube automation.
Oh yeah.
Something. I got reeled into that one somehow.
Yeah.
And he like uses this outsourcing to some place in the Philippines. But were you talking about like Upwork or something?
So I have actually met Caleb a few times at different conferences, and I know people that do your YouTube automation as well. I actually have never really used those bigger sites. Most of the people that I've hired have just come through networking, just so like people that I've known. Like right now, I know people that do TikTok really well. So if I want to hire someone for TikTok, I already know like 3 or 4 people that do it good. So I just would flick them a message and be like, hey, do you do this, or who do I hire? And they'll just tell me. So most of it's just come through that. The person that helps me with Instagram has been a person that I've known for a long time that does Instagram. So it just makes sense. I met my YouTube editor through my YouTube thumbnail designer, who I met through another friend who does YouTube. Like it's all just come through networking, mostly for me. But Upwork, I've heard, is the best for quality. There are sites like onlinejobs.ph, I think, is meant to be quite good as well. That might be the one that Caleb was talking about.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great course. You have to have a little bit of dough, though, to get it started.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like an interesting world, YouTube automation.
Yeah, I mean, I sort of forget the content, but just coming up with the ideas it's like a whole full-time job in itself, you know. So it's never fully automated unless you pay someone to do that.
I think pretty much anything like that, any like online business is not automated until you actually build a decent income and hire people to run it. Like a lot of these things that get pitched as passive income are not passive income. They're things you can automate in the future, but it takes a while to get there, and a lot of hard work and long hours in between.
So yeah, well, that's super cool that you know Caleb. Is there anybody you're like trying to reach for right now, like in terms of working with other creators?
I don't think there's anyone that I really. I mean, there's different creators that I like and that I look up that I think are pretty cool. But I don't think there's anyone that I'm trying to reach out to that I haven't already. I don't know. If there's someone that I want to reach out to, I would just send them a message. And I'm most likely not going to reply, but, you know, occasionally you get a response back. But, yeah, I mean, I already know a fair few of the Instagram sort of people, like the people that make the Instagram videos on YouTube. So, like, I'm pretty well connected there, but, yeah.
Do you know who's behind Squared Academy?
No. I think I have talked to them a little bit, but I've talked to the account. I feel like, yeah. But I don't know who. I didn't even know it was anonymous, actually. Do they not...
That's a good question. I'm not sure. I haven't dove into their website too much. I know on the Instagram page, though, they don't mention anything about...
Yeah, it's not obvious, like, who it's run by. I just didn't realize that they were actually, like... Yeah.
Yeah, but, like... I mean, their content is super good, though. They blew up in no time.
That's
complete redirect here, and then this will continue to happen. But so I'm a little bit familiar with how to avoid scams with influencers, like hiring influencers. You know, making sure their engagement is genuine, lots of real comments. But are there any other metrics that you might like look out for when it comes to hiring an influencer?
Yeah, so just looking, like, when you're trying to find the right influencer to grow your account or, like, promote your product sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much looking through the comment section will tell you most of what you need to know. Like, if you look at the comment section and there's a bunch of people like, nice post, I love this is cool, awesome. Like, It's not real. There are people that are there for an engagement group to boost up your numbers. If you see people tagging their friends in there, and you see people replying to comments, and you see people like leaving something relevant that doesn't feel pre-written, then that shows that there's actually real people out there engaging, which means when you run an ad, they're likely to engage with it, or they're likely to click on who it is. So that's probably one of the main things. But at the end of the day, regardless of how much research you do, you're probably still going to pay someone that's not good. And it just comes down to testing a bunch of pages out, finding the ones that work best, and then just doubling down on those. Like, you will get some pages that are just not good for whatever reason, and you sort of have to go through that, I guess, and find the good ones at the end of the day.
How's it going, guys? If you want to continue this video, just click the link right here, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.